I am recording one of my math videos for today, and I am doing this video over Chapter 2, Section 5 in the college algebra book. Oh, by the way, my name's Sarah, if you haven't been watching these videos before, or if they don't mention that in the email they send, because I'm not for sure about that. I just want to go over two of your basic equations for this variation, for your variation chapter, which the numbers I'm going to be doing are on page 191. I will work out number 7. Hold on. Number 7 and number 9. Just to show you guys one that varies directly and one that varies indirectly. So the instructions on page 191 for these problems, it says in problems 5 through 16, write a general formula to describe each variation. Well, first of all, you need to know what the general formulas are. So your general formula is going to be, for a direct variation, it is y equals kx. So we all know what y is and what and what x are. They're both points on your graph. But what is k? K is any variable that directly varies with x to make y or with y to make x. That is why this in this form it varies directly. However, in this form, oh crap, my bad. Hey, I accidentally wrote the wrong equation. That is my bad. In this form, it varies directly. See how that makes more sense? Because you know they're right next to each other in multiplication, so it's like directly to each other. In this form, it's indirect. I'm so sorry if I just like completely screwed up any of you. But to recap, this is directly, this is indirect. That is my bad. I wrote it down weird, so I didn't get that. But basically, y and x are usually your points on graphs. K is just any number or anything that's interacting with x in this equation, which this one is for if it's reacting in a direct way, or if it varies with it directly, and this one is if it varies with it indirectly. If you're reading this, the first one would be y varies directly with x, the second one would be y varies inversely with x. They don't say indirectly because that doesn't make sense, because I'm pretty sure that's not a word. So they say inversely instead. I just say not directly because I'm weird. Anyhow, but the two I wanted to work out for you today was number 7 and number 9, because each of those gives an example of what's on the board. Number 7 says a varies directly with x squared. Semicolon. A equals 4 pi when x equals 2. So let's work that out. We know it varies directly, so we're going to be using the first one. And let's put in, but in this example, or this problem, we're not using y and x. We're using a and x. So it says a varies directly with x squared. So that means a equals kx squared. You're never going to have to worry about your k changing. That variable is going to stay the same until you solve for it. The a and the x, this could be p and h, f and 2, or f and q, whatever things they decided to throw at you from the book. But this is going to be the equation you start with. So what you're wanting to do is write it in general form. Write it in general formula. To do that, you have to know what K is. Because general form is whatever, like, well, you'll see in the end, because I don't know how to explain it to you. All right, so let's go ahead, put 4 pi in for A. And that equals K 2 squared. Okay, we can solve this, which will give you 4K equals 4 pi. So what you're solving for is the K, so you need to get it by itself. Since this is multiplication here, you'll just divide by 4 on both sides. And 4 divided by 4 will give you 1. You don't write the 1 because pi is like a variable, so 1 is just assumed to be in front of it. And so that's going to give you K equals pi. But this isn't the end because this isn't what your book asks for. Your book asks for the general formula. So to get that, you have to take your answer, and plug it into the equation you started out with. So your actual answer will be A equals pi, because we know, oh, that's a really wonky, because we now know that pi equals K, or K equals pi, and then X squared. And that's going to be the answer that's in your book. All you did was we solved for K, took what we had, plugged it in for K, general formula. Okay, and once again, in case you didn't get it, that was number 7. So now we're going to do number 9. Remember, this is a direct variation. The next one we're going to do is an inverse variation, so it's going to be done a little differently. I'm going to just erase this. All right, so now this time we're going to start out with y equals K divided by X. This problem says f varies inversely with d squared. F equals 10 when d equals 5. So let's plug in our f and d. So that's going to be f equals K over d squared. You'll know which one's supposed to be the bigger one. Usually it's capitalized, but also the one it starts with. So like f varies inversely. That's how you know which one's going to be on this side of the equal sign by itself. You'll need to probably know that sometime in the future. So let's plug in the numbers that they gave us. 10 for f, and then K stays how it is, and then D becomes 5 squared. Okay, so that's going to give you 10 equals K divided by 25. You want to get the K by itself like last time, so you'll multiply 25 on this side, multiply 25 by this on this side. These two cancel out. This gives you 250 equals K. And that is the variation thing. But for your answer, once again, you're wanting to take this and plug it into this equation. Make sure you're not plugging this into the y equals, because for this question, it's not using the y equals, it's using these variables. So that would be wrong. So your answer is going to be f equals 250 divided by d squared. And that's all to it. Most of the rest of the problems in this chapter have that same vibe thing going on with it. And Okay, this was the last chapter we were covering, this is the last section we're covering for this chapter. You guys, I'm pretty sure he's my consultant, so that you guys have a test on Friday. So I'm hoping that any of this will help you with that, or your homework, or really whatever you need help with. If you need help, one-on-one help, then I am here in the OC building on floor 3, on the 3rd floor. I don't know why I said it like that. In the room down the hall. Get off the elevator and walk that way till you see a lab full of computers. I'm in there. It's on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 4 to 7. But the actual room is open from like 8 in the morning to 7. So if you need to finish like an essay early in the morning that you decided to wait till last second to do, that's where you need to go. Okay, you guys do have a test on Friday. Sorry, I get distracted pretty easily. Make sure you get your note cards. You get these kinds of equations printed off onto your note cards because it's going to help you a lot. Go through my videos for the rest of this chapter and see if you can pull out any information from that, or maybe just watch them and refresh your thing. I don't know. I personally try to never watch my videos. It's a me thing. But I think that's all for this video. It's kind of a simple lesson. Most of the rest of them cover it like this does. If there's anything crazy looking, don't worry about it. Just do the same thing we've done here. Doesn't matter if it's like a square root or a times something or anything like that. It all works out the same way. So that's all for today. Good luck on your test.